element.
Ah, okay. So you believe that both of these movies debuted in the same calendar year?
It's as best of a guess as that I got.
That's all you can do?
Yeah.
If you don't like your guess, then Tiffany has that small box right there. Tiffany, what's in the box?
It's massages for a year. Going to go into a luxury spa for an amazing deep tissue massage every month for a year. This is worth $3,120. Massages for a year.
That's pretty incredible. That's a lot of massages.
So to make it at least 12.
Yes.
So, if you don't want to take a chance, go for the spa.
What do you guys think?
It's a successful one.
I'll take a chance.
Premiered in 97. Wow. I will give you $500 plus the spa visit to walk away.
But they say that only one presidents in the
So
if you're on the this business one that makes this stuff the road.
Yes, got the segue.
Because we have the right policy. They don't. They have a horrible policy. They do stick together. They're violent. They're vicious. They're vicious people, and they stick together like glue. They don't have a couple of the people that we have. A couple of people, not too many, really very few. And that's why I want to just say that before we go any further, I want to express our tremendous sorrow at the loss of a great member, great member, Congressman Doug LaMalfa, who passed away yesterday, as you probably have heard. And he was the leader of the Western Caucus, a fierce champion on California water issues. He was great on water. He wanted release the water and scream out. And a true defender of American children. He was a defender of everybody. And our hearts go out to his wife, Jill, and his entire family. He voted with me 100% of the time. And by the way, he wasn't a 3 o'clock in the morning person. Do you know what I mean by that? When the speaker goes, "Sir, could you call up? Could you call?" I said, "What time is it, Speaker?" "Sir, it's 3 in the morning. Could you make a couple of calls?" "How many?" 9. So I'd start calling 3 in the morning. I said, I shouldn't use any names. I'm just going to create problems. But hi, Jim, and I'm not talking about Jim Jordan. I never had to call 3 in the morning for him. But I said, "Hi, Jim, how you doing?" I just called to say hello, 3 okay, sir. "Sir, you haven't spoken to me in 3 years, and it's now 3 in the morning, so I know what you want. You want my vote?" And usually almost always they'd give it, but they wanted to be called. And with Doug, I never had to call. He was with us right from the beginning. I love those guys. I must say I probably love them the best, the guys that I don't have to call. They know we're doing the right thing. I have a couple that are going to be with us all the way, but they just want the call. They want love. They need love. They're more insecure than most of you. It's true. Most of you are secure people. They're all laughing. So most of you are secure people. I had a couple say, "Look, I could have Trump call me all the time. I just have to break his ass a little bit." And he'll be calling. But I appreciate those. We actually had a little party. We opened up a beautiful section of the White House in the Rose Garden, and we had a party for all of those people that I never speak to and vote for me. And, I spoke to Doug, but I didn't speak to him about, never had a problem. And I was really saddened by his passing and was thinking about not even doing the speech anymore. But then I decided that I had to do it in his honor. Because he would have voted it that way. He would have voted that way. Are you kidding me? Big guy. But it was a fantastic post.
No, Chris. this. I will not hear the end of it for 2 weeks because you're going to be walking around backstage. Just living. So, Daniel, are you a martial artist?
I am a martial artist. I have devoted the last 2 decades of my life to mastering the art of Kung Fu. Martial arts changed my life, so I devote my time to sharing that blessing with other people. I have also been known to do martial arts for film.
Okay.
I would say my most notable credit is a little-known film called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Can you show us a little something?
Sure. Do you want me to keep the mic or?
Whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay, ready?
Just like Chris. Just like Chris. After all that activity, I'm a little thirsty. I'm thirsty, a little harsh. That's why we have this. What is this, Jonathan?
This is Cat's Showtime juice.
Yeah, Cat's Showtime juice.
It's everything everywhere, all blended together.
So, I want you to look at this, and I'll give you $2 per liquid ounce. Could be a lot of money, could be a little, or I've got an envelope in my pocket, I'll give you this. Let's make it a little envelope. Is there anyone here that's good with volume? How many ounces do you think? Who said 82? Lamar, do you speak from, like, are you a chef or are you? I don't know if you all heard that. So, Lamar, you just looked at this thing, so you're pretty good at estimating, but is that skill based on anything?
Yes, it's based on prior wins from guessing things.
Okay, well, I'll make a side bet with you then. It's $2 per liquid ounce, right? How many ounces do you think is in a container like that?
I say 82.
So you said 82 ounces. So if you're within 5 ounces, we'll pay you 500, right? Yeah. So within 5.
It's a sickness
Sure, why not? So Daniel, you want to take this or take the envelope?
I'm taking the envelope.
I have a morbid curiosity with envelopes. Give me the envelope!
It's morbid curiosity. How about $3 per liquid ounce?
I'm taking the envelope, Wayne.
$4.
Still gotta be the envelope.
$5.
Envelope.
$6.
Envelope.
How many ounces, Mr. Banger?
432 ounces.
You said 82. You didn't clean your glasses. So, at $6 per ounce, it would have been $2,592. That's what you passed on. Now, before I show you this, thank you for your martial arts demonstration. I'll give you $100. We always like to celebrate people for the talent, which takes the edge off of giving you about.
Reason to celebrate.
This is a special audience, y'all. Who wants to make a deal? Joanne, what do you do? Where are you from?
I am from Torrance, California. Retired from American after 44 years. Now I take care of my darling grandson, lie in 4 days a week, and plan excursions for my friends.
Which is called the dealing game.
Dealing game.
And now I love this
Today, we want to match you with the perfect prize. Are you in need of a good prize? Yes, I thought so. Yes. So, to introduce these prizes, we have two gentlemen. Let's go ahead and meet them.
Hello there. My name is Lamar. I'm a professional ounce guesser. You've seen me on such shows as No, You're Wrong and The Hell You Thinking. I represent Curtin Temple.
Thank you, Lamar. Do you remember too?
Hello, I'd like to introduce myself, everyone. My name is Ricardo Crudite. I have a yearly crudite business that opened up from April to May. That's what it means, baby. I represented Curtin number 3.
Thank you, Ricardo. All right, so to get to know a little bit about their prizes, go ahead and ask your first question.
I take the prize and pull it to the dance floor. They say that the DJ is playing its song. What song is it?
You know, I can't tell you the name of the song. I can't remember, but it would be anything by Billy Ocean.
I'm so glad you asked that question. My particular answer would be a special DJ mix. It would be Brick House by the Commodores mixed with A House Is Not a Home by Luther Vandross.
All right, so ask your first question.
I love to laugh. If your prize wanted to make me laugh, how would they do it?
You know, I can't tell you that. We're on daytime television. This prize is for adults only.
I would like to make you laugh. I find that with a person of the female persuasion, a relationship can only be solidified after you submit your relationship together. That's the only way I can make you laugh. I have to submit it first, and then I put it down hard.
As an example, you speak peacefully and
All right, Joanne, those are all of your clues. What did you get from that? Curtain number 1, we have Lamar.
And the ocean.
Yes, Billy Ocean. Anything by Billy Ocean, and you said it's for adults only. What could that be?
An adult cruise.
Possibly. And then we have Ricardo, and his song would be Brick House, and House Is Not a Home. And then to make you laugh, he said he'd have to cement your relationship. So Brick House, cement your relationship, lay it down, make you sit on it. What does that sound like?
Oh, furniture. I'll take the furniture. Yes.
Okay.
Number 3, Wayne.
We're going to go with Ricardo. All right, well, let's see what Lamar had behind curtain number 1 for adults only.
Oh, no.
This was a major story. And she spent a lot of durations, but major.
Dreams, carousel resorts, even access to 3 meals at night on gourmet dishes and enjoy cool cocktails and a beach cabana.
He's not such a concept. That's
Let's see. Hopefully you got something nice behind curtain number 3.
no, this is not mine.
We had a lot of boots on the ground. But it was amazing. And think of it, nobody was killed. And on the other side, a lot of people were killed. Unfortunately, I say that, the soldiers. Cubans, mostly Cubans, but many, many killed. And they knew we were coming, and they were protected, and our guys weren't. You know, our guys are jumping out of helicopters, and they're not protected, and they were. But it was so brilliant. The electricity for almost the entire country was, boom, turned on. That's when they knew there was a problem. There was no electricity. Caracas, there's no electricity. It's not the only people with lights were the people that had candles. It was just off. So we sort of got them a little by surprise, but it was brilliant tactically. It was an incredible thing. But I watched where Schumer, he's such a bad guy. I mean, I've known the guy for a long time, and he's such a bad guy. You know, at some point they should say, you know, you did a great job. Thank you. Congratulations. Wouldn't it be good? I would say that if they did a good job, their philosophies are so different, but if they did a good job, I'd be happy for the country. They've been after this guy for years and years and years. And, he's a violent guy. He gets up there and he tries to imitate my dance a little bit. But he's a violent guy. And he's killed millions of people. He's tortured. They have a torture chamber in the middle of Caracas that they're closing up. But he's tortured people. And now what they do, the radical left, they actually have people, and it's hard to get them. They're all paid people. Most of these people are paid. You know they're paid when they have brand new, beautiful printed signs by like the highest quality printer, and you have a woman, free Maduro, and the sign is before we even did the attack. Free Maduro. Why do you want him freed? I don't know, but he should be free. Oh, she reads the sign. What does that say? It says free. Well, that's what I believe. And you see the sign. It's like, Lisa, we should all have quality signage like that. The one thing I want their sign maker. The guy is great. He does beautiful signage. The old days was better when they used to write out their own sign, wasn't it? They'd make a sign in the basement. They'd have an old broken board holding up a sign, and it's made with a magic marker, sloppy as hell, and it meant something. But today, when you have that yellow and black, they should use different colors a little bit. But the yellow is a beautiful shade of yellow. No, I want to find out who that is. I want him to work for the Republican campaign. He's much better than our guy, whoever the guy is. But the United States proved once again that we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth, and it's not even close. I've been saying it for a long time. Nobody can take us. We don't want to have it. We don't have a discussion, but you read all and you see everything else. Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons. The problem is we don't produce them fast enough. We're going to start producing them much faster. We're going to be very tough on the companies. We have the best weapons in the world, but it takes too long to get them, including allies. When allies want to buy them, they have to wait 4 years for a plane, 5 years for a helicopter. We're not letting that happen anymore. We're telling our defense contractors, you're going to start building faster. Guy makes... I have a big problem with it. I'm the king. I have sold more Boeings than any human being on earth. They gave me an award, Salesman of the Year. I said, what about Salesman of in the history of Boeing? I've sold more Boeing planes than any man in history by far, probably over 1,000. Over 1,000 planes. I said, that's the good news. But why should they wait 3-4 years to get a plane? They should get them immediately. The F-35s, it takes too long to get them. The Apache helicopter. I had India coming to me, so I've been waiting 5 years. We're changing. India had 68 Apaches.
Are there any family members that love to hang out together and share meals together?
Yes. I have a very good relation for families. I'm happy with me because they're paying a lot of tariffs now because they're not for real. But they are. Now we lose the person sanctuary we have for them. We have to rich because of tariffs. They hate the Republicans.
We have Jennifer, welcome to the show. Now you guys are related.
Yes, this is my mom.
Welcome to the show. Let's make sure that you guys go over something. So I've got a small box for you. The small box, the clue is twist and shout.
Small box.
Twist and shout. The curtain one, it's let's get physical. The two of you decide which one you'd like. Twist and shout or let's get physical. No help from the audience. Just talk between the two of you.
Okay. What do you think? Let's go with the curtain.
So the curtain is let's get physical. Let's see. Twist and shout.
Check the tariff show.
Yes, someone did like it.
It's going to be
You guys could have received 10 dance lessons. You would have learned specialized style, walls, exercise, from top instructors before hitting the dance floor like a pro.
So now we passed up on the dance lessons. We have let's get physical. Take what you have, or take that big box and
The clue in the big box.
spin your wheels.
I don't know. I hate spinning wheels. That's
national security. In fact,
You want to go to the box? Yeah. Okay, my mom says the box.
Okay, what's behind the curtain? Let's get physical. So far, you've passed on the fitness equipment plus the dance lesson over $5,000. Last deal. Take curtain number 2. Don't stand too close. That's the
The
clue.
election was rigged.
Or keep what you have,
I'll
which
give you the
is
big box.
spinning your
He
wheels.
still doesn't.
Anywhere you see in the box, spin your wheels.
Because most of the things were signed by Robert Bell.
It was a home
I signed those
Consumer TV features 4K Ultra HD resolution and built-in website. You can also use this contemporary and CD console to display your music. Plus, there's only wireless home theater system with 4K and surround sound. This deal is worth $5,800.
and you can understand
Over $10,000 worth of stuff.
two pins.
How about if I just gave you some money? How about $1,000 each?
And the workers, yes. Sometimes, the other he has to be
We're gonna take the money away.
You can say it's in the
the guy going to read the
Spin your wheels. Nobody's paying for it.
and they just spoke about it.
I want to scooter.
Hookers never authorized this song, and I think it's the other 95% of the you can tell because you look at those history because the other thing is which is nice. It's going to no, that's the only thing that we could find that he signed. Most of it he didn't sign. So somebody's sending papers to sign, and he wasn't the president. First of all, the election was rigged. You ought to have voter ID. You ought to insist on it. You ought to insist on it. Can you imagine? In California, they not only don't have voter ID, but if an official at the voting booths, which they don't have, by the way, because it's all mail, if an official, a voting official, even asks somebody for voter ID, sir, would like to see your identification. Do you come from our country? They put him in jail for tampering with the election. Okay? We got to straighten this out before it gets too crazy. California is more corrupt than any place. California is more corrupt than Minnesota. And I won Minnesota. Well, Tom's going, I think so. Well, it's close. It can't be proportionately, probably nothing's more corrupt, right? Yeah, right. He says you got to win. I'll tell you what, I did great there 3 times. I was surprised 3 times that those elections are corrupt. They got you one time, too. But I heard a long time ago, but they got you. But they got to straighten those out. But we have to have voter ID. And, you know, when you confront a Democrat about voter ID, like in a debate or something, I said it a couple of times with Biden, and it's just one, they're very embarrassed when they say, we want voter ID, voter identification. The only reason somebody doesn't want that is because they want to cheat. Our elections are crooked as hell. And you can not only win elections over that, and not only win future elections, but you'll win every debate because the public is really angry about it. And you ought to pass the SAFE Act, or whatever you're going to call it. Are we going to SAVE Act or the Save America Act? I think we're going to change the name a little bit. You're going to put that up for a vote? I think everybody in this room certainly should do it. And it's a bad vote for them because they're voting against things like voter ID and other things that are almost equal to voter ID. But when somebody says, no, we don't want voter ID, that means they're crooked. And the public understands it. You win elections with that. But I think it would be really important, Save America Act, if you would put that up for a vote. It's got my total endorsement. And all it is common sense things about the election. And they'll fight it like crazy because they cheat. That's the only way they can win. When you have policy so bad, when you have policy with men and women's sports, And they fight like hell for it. They still are. So the other day, a person that you know very well, a congressman, was fighting like hell. And, I was out the other day with somebody, and I was with an ex-football player. The guy was massive. His leg was like this. And a young woman who plays flag football. And she's very good, supposedly, as an athlete. She's smaller than this guy's leg. Okay? And if they were playing football together, he wouldn't have to run. He could just keep
I'm going to do this because I know that you are volunteering to be next to the dynamite because it's such a dangerous job.
But there's so many that had a race.
Because I want to protect you. You do, and you want to protect Tiffany. And we thank you so much for taking over that job for today.
The man finished 5 hours and 14 minutes and 36 seconds.
It's the big deal of the day, worth over $23,000.
Champion money, but it's so
In first place is Serenity with the designer accessories. Right now, they want to give away a great prize. Who wants to make a deal?
I was looking about they couldn't get one for the house. So they had a big speaker and put an apron outside. And she got right back there.
It's nice to meet you, Wendy.
Jonathan.
So where are you from? What do you do, Wendy?
I am a True Valley girl, and I'm a Lyft driver, and I drive a cat car.
A cat car?
It's completely decorated with furs, ears, a tail.
Are there any real
And
cats?
then I give out cat stickers. Unfortunately, no.
Okay, good.
People don't know. And I give out cat stickers. So that's fun.
Wayne, love you. We have our own cat right here. Let's make a deal.
She said,
She doesn't drive people around because it would be an unfortunate situation. So, we have something for you, and that is a chance to win what's behind curtain number 3, Wendy.
she hates what I said,
I'm already excited.
Jeffrey said, could you imagine if we were dancing? She said that.
Adventures are unlimited in this Hyundai Venue SUV featuring a leather-wrapped steering wheel, drive mode select, a rear view
She doesn't know.
Android Auto,
Because he doesn't know. Even though the attack by Japan, but he wouldn't be doing
And the way we're going to play that is to play that little game we like to call
But she sits there and
I like it. I like it. Go Rush. So you know this game. You've watched the
She
show.
said they don't
We love it. To win the car, you need to find 5 consecutive pieces of gold on stage. There are 8 containers. 6 of them have gold, 2 of them have dynamite. One at a time, you're going to pick a container on stage. If it contains gold, you will move one step up the money ladder from $500 to $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, all the way to that in-cap container. You do know that if you hit the dynamite, it's going to knock you back down to the very bottom, and you're going to have to start over.
God gets up.
Wayne is part of his DNA.
I loved him.
Now, Wendy, just remember what you don't want is to get those hits of dynamite, or the game is over and you go home with nothing, okay?
Okay.
Let's win you that automobile.
I'm gonna pick number 2.
Number 2. Number 2.
To each his own.
Or you could take that 500 if you didn't want to.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. Go ahead and pick it up.
I'm trying to get that
Number 4, please.
But he transitioned. And he's
Please.
he transitioned. And the winner of the champion from the first round.
You want to stop? You want to take that $1,000 or you want to keep on playing?
Everybody else. Lisa
Let's do it. Pick a number.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Please. Oh, please, Wayne.
She didn't come down, but she did everything. She said, I've never been hit like that before. No one will ever get it. You can do it. You can do it. She was perfect.
Oh my God, that's money.
Because if you get a dynamite, you're going to go back down to the bottom again. If you get blown back down to the bottom now, you wouldn't have enough gold left to get the car.
Right?
So what do you want to do?
No, I'm still going.
Let's go.
Number 5.
Three.
Number 3.
Oh, please.
You know,
Oh, God, please.
No, Dynamite.
the swimming records is ridiculous when you look
Back
at
down to
this.
the bottom. But
No
the
more
game's
time.
not over.
It's okay, no more
You
time.
still win some cash, okay?
Exactly.
There's 3 gold left and 1 dynamite. So go ahead, Wendy.
Number 8.
It's the
My
8.
sister says number 8.
Number 8. Number 8.
Take care of that. I need kitty help. Okay, I'm gonna go let you go.
All right. Good luck.
Number 5,
It's
please.
5.
This is the biggest
Please.
system in never cared about because it has a
$1,000, Wendy.
I fixed it.
$1 is gold, and you'll have 2,000. $1 is dynamite. You'll have nothing. Or take that $1,000 from me.
Millions and millions of people.
I'm gonna take that
I'm
money.
gonna take the money.
I will fix it. Guys, the problem is people forget that I did it. They totally forget. They were talking about the other day. We don't like Donald Trump on this. We don't like Donald Trump on that. And somebody just out of the blue said, well, he did an unbelievable job. Who cares about that? They're saying, like, that's been done. What do we do about that, Mike? Everything you do. It's almost like what have you done lately is the way you have to run your life. In other words, I could have the most unbelievable 4 years, and I guess I'm not allowed to run. I'm not sure. Is there a little something out there that I'm not allowed to run? But let's assume I was allowed to run. I could have, there's going to be a constitutional movement. No, I could have the most unbelievable 4 years. Everything was great, but in the last week, I made a little slip up in something, and you lose the election. It's like, so we can't let them forget that we did such a great job on the border. By the way, Venezuela, everyone, they're marching in the streets, they love it, except in New York. I mean, where they find these people? These people, and they're not like, these people are a mess. I know it's not nice to say that. These people are a mess. Where do they find these people? They're the worst looking people I've ever seen. They got hats that are all frayed and all, they look like, they're all paid. They don't even know what they're talking. When the reporters don't interview them because they know that it's, the press is so anti. It's hard to believe the press can be so anti because it's all common sense. It's not we're conservative, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're all common sense people. It's not even conservative. It's common sense. But the press has no credibility whatsoever. Think of it. I got 97% bad stories on one network, 93% on the other, and I won in a landslide. You know what that means? The press has no credibility. That's all it means. And we got to keep it that way. So I don't talk too much about the swimming, the weightlifting, the boxing. I don't talk about it. You know why? I want to start bringing it up about a week before the election because I don't want them to correct themselves. I don't want them to say, we've decided that we don't want to have men playing in women's sports. That'd be a devastating blow for us. Because that's, they say it's an 80-20. No. It's about a 98-2 issue. We've decided that we will not have open borders where the entire world, from the Congo, prisons from the Congo, these are extraordinarily tough people. These are people that make our motorcycle gangs look like fine young men. Okay? Our motorcycle gangs are wonderful people by comparison. No, they come in from prisons in the Congo. They come in from prisons from all over the world, but in particular Venezuela, Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua comes in, and Tren de Aragua, they say it's the worst gang in the world. It makes our gangs look like little sweethearts. It makes our gangs, you want to take them out to dinner, they're so nice. They cut off the fingers of people. One guy makes a phone call in Colorado. The governor stinks in Colorado. He has no control. So Tren de Aragua, they don't want to do anything about it. So ICE has to go in and take them out because the governor doesn't want to do anything. But they make a phone call. They've taken over my building. The landlord's calling. They took over his building. So the governor was there. But he called the police. He come in. Did you call the police? This is Trindera, the jumping in the Did you call the police? They cut off his phone. Did you call him again the next time you had him?
Michael. Now, where'd you drive out here from?
And these are the animals
from Las Vegas, right?
Washington, D.C. is now the same
Well, thank you so much for making that drive. You come out all the way out here. Well, I want you to leave and go home with something. So I got two things to offer you. A small box and curtain number 2. Which one would you like, sir?
Washington, D.C.
I'm gonna go with curtain number 2.
And one person's
What's in the
looking
box,
down
sir?
for heaven, and the other one is actually
So you got the curtain. Keep the curtain or take the big box now.
Let's see we go. The box.
Okay,
Alright, my dad said the box. I'm gonna go with the box.
Dad says the box. Then you gotta go with the box.
Gotta go with the box.
Tiffany, what did they just pass on?
yeah, we could have been any.
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you.
People can look out there, you can walk
Now you've passed on a trip to this place and the other place and the other place. To Palm Springs and to Denver.
It became a big issue because
How about I give you $500 to not take the box? What's in the big box?
We gotta go with this.
get out of your car.
Oh, I'm so good.
And they get 100%. This is another thing. It's a 98 TV show. More animals. And we took out over 2,000 people, brought them back to their countries from where they came, or they're in prison now in Washington. Because that's just like, you have to take the bad ones out. 2%, 3% of the population causes 90% of the crime. Think of it. 2% of the population in Washington, D.C. causes 90% of the crime. So when you get rid of the 2%, we took out over 2,000 people, got them out of the country or in prison. Some were so bad that we didn't want to send them back to their countries because they'll come back in, even though it's hard now, but they're pretty smart. They're sick, but they're smart. But you're now living in one of the safest cities in the country. It's a great thing. You can walk to the restaurants. Restaurants are booming. New restaurants are open. They're all closing. You wouldn't have had a restaurant. And I don't know about you, but to me, those soldiers standing there look so good. I'm not going to feel safe walking down the street without them. I don't think you would either. Even though, we took out so many criminals, I just feel better. To me, they're beautiful. I look at these soldiers, and you feel safe. You feel safe. I don't think if we took them out, even if the crime wasn't much, it would definitely be more. We did a great job in Chicago. They don't want to talk about it. We, against all this slob of a governor, this stupid slob, who's the family threw him out of the business. He was a dope, and the Pritzker family. But they threw him out of the business. And the mayor, he's a low IQ person, extremely low IQ. We should give everybody, like, these competency tests, right? The cognitive, they call it cognitive. I'm the only president that went for cognitive. I think every president and vice president should be forced to take cognitive exams, mental tests, like, are they intelligent? Wouldn't it be nice? Do you think Walsh could pass a cognitive test, as an example? Do you think Kamala could? I don't think Gavin could. He's got a good line of crap, but other than that, he couldn't pass. Years ago, I didn't want to have water coming down from the Pacific Northwest. Why? They have a little Tiny fish, this big, this little tiny fish, not doing well. You know why? No water. They're sending water. It's too much. It's killing the fish, so they cut it off, and then they have 25,000 houses burned down. They don't know why. No, I think I believe in it. I'm the only one that took a cognitive test. I do it's the worst. If I don't do a medical exam, because I've had times where I went longer, because I'm busy. If I don't do a medical exam, they say, Trump's not doing an exam. There must be something wrong with him. If I do the exam, they say, why did he do this? Why did he do this part of an exam? He did too much. There's something wrong with him. Do you remember there was a period, Mike, where I had 32 days in a row. I did one press conference, 2, 3, sometimes 4. I do them behind the desk. I don't just do it. I do press conferences. But I do many press conferences. So in 32 days, and then one day, just one day, this is 32 days in a row. It must be some kind of a crazy record. Then one day, do you remember I didn't do one? Because I took Kai, my very brilliant golfer, beautiful young lady who swings the club so beautifully. She's a great scratch golfer and loves playing. Grandpa, would you take me to play golf? So I play golf in record. I play speed golf. It's better that way. You know the expression, miss it quick. No, I play speed golf. But I'm a good golfer. Everybody does. Anybody that I've beaten in this group. But I love to play golf, but I don't get to play much. But I took off 2 hours, and the press couldn't find me. But they knew I was there because they follow me. And I was getting, are you okay? Guys are calling me up. Some of the guys in this room. Sir, are you okay? Yeah, what's the problem? There's a report, sir, that you're no longer with us. Remember that? No. The report was that I don't want to use the D word. It's such a horrible word. Dead. I don't like. There's a report, sir, that you're no longer with us. I said, well, I just hit a 280-yard drive. This isn't bad. And, it's one of the, and it took me a couple of weeks to get that one straightened out. The new one is they did a report in the fake news New York Times where I worked this day from early in the morning till late in the evening, but we don't give out a full schedule. It's like who the hell wants to give out a schedule to these people? But it's all work. And this, in particular, this day was brutal. I never got to leave the seat. I couldn't do anything. It was just one after another after another. And this went on from early in the morning till late in the evening. And my people gave out a report. He had lunch. They shall report lunch with somebody. And they did a story. Donald Trump is slowing down. He only had lunch. And then he went back up. And I said, that's malfeasance, whoever did, right? No, it's terrible. I was actually more angry with my people than I was with the New York Times. But they wrote a story. And it takes you a period of time to recover from these hits. And it's almost no matter what you do, but you have to keep a positive eye. But we have a fake press. We did a thing that's so incredible on medicine that nobody has ever done it. Reducing favored nations, most favored nations, we reduced the cost of medicine at levels that have never even been dreamt of before. We should win the elections on just that thing if we did nothing else and went home, go home. We did favored nations where we're bringing down the price of a pill. As an example, in London, the pill sells for $10. In New York, it sells for $130. That's 13 times as much. Most favored is I want to pay what the lowest nation in the world is paying. Everybody knew about it, but nobody had the guts or the stamina to do it, or the respect from other nations, but I do. And then you also had to get the drug companies. The drug companies were not easy, but they were much easier compared to the other nations. So the other nations used to tell the drug companies, we're not going to pay more. They kept it for years the same price. Everything we just kept going up, up, up. And finally, I had the drug companies, and I said, "Listen, fellas, you can't do this. Can't do it anymore. I'm not going to let it. We're going to do it, and you're not going to do it." And I did things to them that were brutal. But I really found out it was the nations that was so tough. So when France was told that the pill will go from $10 to $30, it's a big increase, right? But it's not really. And that ours would come down from $12 or $13 down to $30. So theirs would go from 10 to 20 or 30, and ours would go from $13 down to, meaning $130 down to 20 or 30. So it's a huge drop for us. Now, depending on the way you calculate it, it could be thousands of percent down. It could also be 90% and 80%. You know, there's two ways of calculating. I don't know if you know. They said Donald Trump exaggerated. No, there are two ways of calculating it. But calculate it at 80, 90%. But the other way is more accurate, like 900%, because that's what it really is. But there are two ways, but use to be generous, 90%. There hasn't been a reduction in 28 years, except for the 1 year where I got it down 0.25%, and I had a news conference. I was so proud of myself. The drug prices, prescription drugs, are going to be down by thousands of points. Thousands. On that one item, you should win this election. The New York Times barely wrote about it. The other papers barely wrote about it. Nobody even knows that the drug prices. Now, people will say, you don't mind if I don't read this crazy teleprompter, do you? Because, do you mind? Because I have, it's called standard. But these things are so important because you guys got to get elected. Because if you don't get elected, we have a country that's going to go to hell. So we can't play games. Ladies and gentlemen, the sun will rise tomorrow, and when it rises, we don't need this bullshit. We need to talk about favored nations. And your numbers are coming down at levels that nobody's ever seen. We inherited high prices. We inherited a mess. We inherited the greatest inflation in history. And you know what was knocking it down? The bad economy that we inherited. We inherited bad. We now have the hottest economy in the history of our country. We have $18 trillion being invested in the United States. You have, every one of you have car plants, AI plants, plants of all different types, because of tariffs. I hope we get the good ruling from the Supreme Court. I only hope we do, because it's given us tremendous national security. So let me just finish up, because I weave. I love to weave. If you ever weave and don't come back to the point, then that's a problem. Then you say, but when you weave and you go here and boom, 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 always coming back, then you're in good shape. But what's happening is, by doing what I did, we're getting numbers that are so low. But what did I do to the countries? I said, France, your health care for prescription drugs is going to go up triple. It's going from $10 a pill, just as an example. I call it the fat drug. You could say the fat drug, Ozempic. Ozempic is $80 in London, and it's $1,300 in New York. The fat drug. A friend of mine called me up. He said, what the hell is going on? A very rich guy, but I said, the fat drug doesn't work on you. Why are you even taking it? The drug has failed miserably, but he's a very loud, boisterous. He's not a bad guy, not a great guy. Smart as hell. But he's a very rich guy. This drug, he could have paid millions for it. It wouldn't have mattered. But he said, in London, I'm paying $80. In New York, I'm paying many times more than that. It's the prices, right? What's happening? Because the nations are always so the drug companies, they said whatever the nations agree to, the nations want a bigger problem than Britain. So I said, you tell me that it never be so.
Carissa, come on.
100%. This would serve it. Smells good. Eli Lilly, Merck, Pfizer, James, they're all making numbers you wouldn't believe. The defense contractors are making money. It's one of the say, you're making $35 million a year. You can't produce some freaking health care for 7 years. We're going to talk about it. But I said to my friends at home, as an example, just as an example, I like him as a nice guy. Emmanuel. You know Emmanuel? I love the franchise. Emmanuel. They said, listen, you're going to have to raise your prices a little bit because we're paying 14 times more than you. It's a lot. We're paying, we're making up for all of this deficit. Mr. President, please excuse me. Most of the people call me Mr. President, except the people that don't respect me. Which is probably but they said, no.
It's going to be a really great hour. Let's get it started. First prize up for bids today on The Price is Right.
First up, we got a video game
New video game console.
Yes, you are 100%. Because I was trying to live in
offering 4K gaming resolution. This console delivers up to 120 frames per second with an 8K high dynamic range. We've also added 2 games.
The answer is no.
Hey, look, it's Manuel Arbaez, everybody.
Not for you or anybody else. I said,
Nice to see you. So, the gaming package goes whatever that's closest to the actual retail price without going over. Good luck, everybody. We're going to start with you. Go ahead. Chalmers, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing? You're first. Start us out. 475. 475.
I've told you 5 times wrong. You keep saying you're going to do it because I'm original.
325. Thank you.
They said, the heck.
476.
You got to keep it going. Is that what up here?
177.
399.
Like this, just in case.
Actual retail price
Yes.
is $580. Shut up.
Okay, here's the story, man. If I remember, you always need every single thing that we do. I'm paying a 25% tariff on everything coming out from us. Including your warranties, your champagnes, and
Good. Where are you from?
No.
All the way from Virginia. Welcome to LA.
So I can do that. And I will do that. Even for
Yeah, what do you
national
do?
security, I do that. But this is the medical security.
client concierge for a major insurance company.
Oh. So anybody that gets in an accident or trouble or has a thing, you take care of them if they have enough insurance with you?
42
That's
times
correct.
Yeah.
more expensive than what I'm asking
George,
for in return.
they have travel
So
insurance,
you
don't
can
they?
either have a 25% tariff.
What we've got for you is a trip
Trip
to
to
amazing
Germany.
Germany.
Take the knock of a 20% penalty tax on Germany's. Because
You and guests will fly to Nuremberg, Germany for a 6-night stay at Hotel de Robin Nuremberg, a romantic boutique hotel where each room tells a legendary tale of the city and is centrally located near St. Lorenz Church, the Art Museum, and Nuremberg Castle. Daily breakfast is included. It's a prize worth $13,674.
they tried voting by name.
It's so much fun.
Give us both cliffhanger.
Anybody who watches Price is Right wishes they could play cliffhangers.
You know, speaker,
We have 3
that's
items on
another
those stands over there. You're going to give me the price of them one by one. For every dollar you're off, the older guy here is going to go up $1. You have $25 to work with altogether before he flies off the edge of the mountain. You keep him safe,
Emmanuel said
and
to
you're
me,
on your way to Germany.
"Great
Really great place to visit. George, tell us all about him, please.
increase my
All right. First up, this reversible cutting board is lightweight and heat resistant. And then this fishing magnet offers a pull strength of 1,000 pounds. And then finally, these swimming goggles offer 100% UV protection.
Cutting board. How much for the cutting board?
$20 for cutting board.
But they also
$20 for cutting board.
and within,
$30.
I'd say on
You
average
should write
3.2
no.
minutes,
Anyway, older guy.
they were all saying they would be honored to quadruple our process. Someone would be honored to quadruple our process if they could do it. They were like, pick us. Therefore, they won't charge you tariff and you will increase your prices by
difference.
3 times what they were paying to
So
do.
would
Only
buy
$16.
Floyd
How much
stuff.
for the
And we have
fishing magnet?
Fishing magnet is $35.
Fish are really attracted to you.
has running
$35, is she right?
It's impossible to get the countries to
Gilding, I got your way. She had $11
and
to
they've
work
been doing
with.
this for 40 years.
Don't
Or
stop.
we were subsidizing the employee. That's just one of the many things we're giving. But you should take it. That's going to say.
Well, you got $5 to work with. How
That
much
will
is
also
women's
make
goggles?
your drug prices are much lower than what you projected. So we're going to reduce healthcare. One other thing.
28.
Don't have to. It's never been our issue. It should be our issue.
$28. Is
And
she
a very
right?
nasty vote from a couple of people.
How do you
I
rate
guess
the guy?
Collins. I guess Lisa McCaskill. And I guess a man named Jimmy McCain. Remember? Please do. You remember. You said,
my
for 10 years,
some of the stuff that I want.
for 10 years, you can't pay them.
That's a good news. And storytell, and we're just spinning the wheel. We'll be back. Let's get another contestant out here. What you got for
It
us?
was surprising. Look at that healthcare. Obamacare is there. And the people understand this. And the premiums are gone. But don't get me wrong. I worried a lot about healthcare. I found healthcare still sort of not a tremendous interest, but it was very
Next
important.
prize, please, George.
And that made it a tremendous
It's new
interest.
boxing gear.
So I noticed that because I saw the numbers. I said,
This
boy, this
freestanding punching bag features high-density foam for maximum impact absorption. Comes with a boxing bag mat with bumper, pair of gloves, a Bluetooth tumbler, and a towel. I would go with $850.
$850.
That means 401ks. Because a lot of people have 401ks. And they have
$851.
that's what I'm doing.
$825.
And they have 401ks.
1001.
$1,002.
A young
Actual retail
policeman. I
price
told this story twice.
$1,020.
Yes.
There was a recent case. I had a case years ago because I had a great economy. The greatest economy in history during my first term. My first term was a tremendous success. But again, what's he talking about?
Nice to meet
We
you.
rebuilt the military.
I'm from
We did
sunny
things that
San
nobody
Diego.
could have done. We did a great job.
San Diego. What's
This
up,
term
San
is blowing
Diego?
it around. It's
And we
blowing
need to
every term. There's
break
never
the
been a
top.
person
I'm
that
very
did
retail.
this.
Good. Well, good. Well, thanks for coming all the way up here from San
We should
Diego. I
go
really
back to
appreciate it.
very clean. But
George, what do we have for Carissa?
We're going to beautify your home, Carissa, with a new bedroom. Offering timeless contemporary style and functionality, this sleek collection from Swiss Madison features a linen cabinet, a vanity with a ceramic sink, a matte black faucet, a soft close toilet, a fabric tissue holder, a towel bar, freestanding bathtub and faucet, and a towel warmer. We've also added a bathtub caddy. Plus, this 55-inch 4K smart TV features OLED technology.
Give us all coming and going.
Coming or going. It's one of our famous either or games. Make the prices so they're coming towards
They're
you. So
coming.
it's $5,867. Or make the numbers so they're going away from you. So it's $7,685. Coming or going. Good luck.
Last night, we hit another one today. I understand. But we hit one last night. A new record, brand new record.
$7,685. Let's
Exchanges,
get it to her.
not just, Dow. Dow is
Yes!
we have another record, 47
You know what? That next boxing package will be fun.
And the future, because we have more money coming into our country than any country has ever had by far. The record was about $3 trillion many years ago by China. We've got $18 trillion pouring into our country. You know why? Because of tariffs. Because if they build a factory, they don't have to pay any tariff. But if they make it in another country and they send it in, they have a very big tariff to pay. So they can't pay that tariff. So what they do is they come in and they're building. By the way, this is what China did to us for many years. It's just reversing it. Other than we have a great product. We were losing our product now. Tell you what, if I had lost this election, if you had Kamala, it's the same thing, Joe and Kamala, I call them equals. If you had Kamala come in, I believe that our country would have been Venezuela on steroids. I used to say that during the campaign. If I don't win, we're going to have Venezuela. So we have 18 trillion coming in. I think we could hit 20 trillion by the time the year is up, right? It's less than 1 year, 18 trillion. The record is $3 trillion. $3 trillion is a lot of money. 18 trillion is not even thinkable. That's all investment. That's building factories. That's building plants. You know how many car factories we have? Half of you guys are having car factories where you are. Louisiana is doing great. Georgia, right next to you, is doing great. Hello. Nice guy. All nice people. Actually, in this room, I can't see it. Is there anybody I'm supposed to dislike in this room? I think that a couple of people maybe didn't show up. There's only one that I really dislike. I mean, the same person that Mike gave up on, because there's something wrong with him. He's a sick person. But there's only one, really. The others, you just have to understand them. You know, they have some problems too. But you just have to sort of go with them and understand them, feel sorry for them. Advise their family, are they okay? Because what we're doing is right. But $18 trillion, car plants being built. I was in Japan. Somebody admonished me. She shouldn't be traveling. I don't like to travel. I travel and make a lot of money for the country. For me, I don't make any kids. I have a much higher purpose. They have plenty of money. I want to make money for the country. And like I did with Intel.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the show. Next prize, please, George.
Next up, it's time drink maker.
New one sweet maker.
This margarita machine can create 72 ounces of frozen drinks at a time. We've also got a kitchen island with 2 stools.
Yeah. Jessica, you're first.
I'm very cognizant.
$7.99 Dante. $1,100.
$1, Drew.
$1 True. That's me.
$1,300.
Because you have been examining
Retail
your
price,
books, your records,
$870.
every record. I had these Democrats hired the biggest accounting firms, the biggest law firms, the biggest. I went through years.
Did you get a bone marrow transplant?
My mom's recovering from a bone marrow transplant right here.
What's your mom's name? Hi, Sonia. How you doing? Good luck to you.
Finally, the Supreme Court.
Wow. Wow.
This couldn't happen to
God bless you,
anybody
man. I'm
else.
so glad it worked out.
You
Sonia,
have to
I
give
hope
your
you're doing
tax
better.
returns. Right?
George, what do you got for her?
My tax returns there.
Jessica is about to win a
business. It's a
Give
great
us some
business.
gas money.
And it's a great business. Like, much bigger and better than I would even understand.
It's 2025 Kia K4LX. Featuring a 2-liter engine, continuously variable transmission, and front-wheel drive. It's the Kia K4.
I think it's called gas money, Jessica.
And by
We have
Friday,
5
I think
prices
you
here:
turned out
26,000, 23,000, 25,000, 22, 24. One of those prices is the price of that car. The other 4 are not, but they have money if you turn the car. There's a $1,000 one, a $2,000 one, a $3,000, and a $4,000. A total of $10,000.
Oh my
Now, if you play this game perfectly, you'll win a Kia K4 LX plus $10,000.
Rich guy, smart guy.
For gas money. To win everything, you have to pick the car last. Pick the car price last. If you'll pick the price. Hopefully, they'll have money behind it to start out with, and you might decide, oh, that's enough money for me. I'm going to quit. Because if you keep on going, if you pick the car price early, you lose everything. But you're always risking it. But if you get them all without picking the car price, the car plus $10,000. All right, Jessica. Pick a number that's not the price of the car.
But Andrew Jackson was treated well. He was a great general and a good person.
24,205. Amber Lancaster says. You want to stop or keep going?
Impeach
Don't pick
twice.
the price of the car.
Don't impeach twice or nothing.
Okay, what do you say?
Perfect phone call. Remember? Perfect phone call. Tim Scott, who's a great guy, great wonderful guy.
$26,490.
Straight guy, right?
It
He was a good
is-
guy, good person.
Yes!
To a nice person. He wrote the transcript. Thank goodness I had a transcript.
Try for one more.
Essentially, the call was taped because they tape calls.
Jessica, I'm under pressure. $5,000
Yes,
is
sir.
$5,000.
I said,
So let's make a deal. I'm going to have $5,000. Congratulations.
You
Let's
read the
find out.
transcript.
The price of the car, $25,000 was
I told you, try not to cheat.
$4,000.
And if you see any cheating, report it to the Attorney General.
23.
Yes, I won the car!
$23,000 car. You did the right thing.
And we have a sign agreement. You can't cheat. We have actually a sign. They violated the agreement many times, I will tell. You'll find out. I was right about that too. But nobody's gotten tricked. But this guy said to me, for you to have escaped. But the one thing, and I'll just end it, because Jim Jordan back there, world champion wrestler, 128-1. Whatever happened to the one guy? The Russian. He lost to, how dare you lose to a Russian? Do you know the more impressive record for Jim? Because I'm a big sports person. I love sports. Jim went to high school. As in high school, he was considered like the top wrestler, but he was undefeated in high school. Now, what that means is that as a freshman, he was beating seniors. Is that true? Were you actually undefeated? Seriously, were you undefeated in high school? That means as a freshman, he had to beat seniors, Steve. Nobody could, because there's such a difference between a freshman and a senior. To me, that's more impressive than anything. But I'm also impressed with his fight. Now we have to close the deal, Jim. We got to close the deal. Close that deal. I respect. I saw Jim, and the first time I met Jim, I looked at him and I said, tough-looking guy. But I noticed the ears, they were a little rough. They were a little bit of a rough. Some people would say a little cauliflower on that ear. I said, Jim, have you wrestled before? Yes, I did. Where? Was it Ohio State? Something like, he was an All-American at Ohio State. I said, yeah, I could sort of tell. I look at the ears and I can sort of tell. But have you had plastic surgery on your ears, Jim? No? Because they look better now than they did the first time. They've healed over the years. They've healed. Actually, now you're wrestling with probably much tougher people, the radical left lunatics, right? But anyway, so I just want to leave it by this. I want to say that you are great people. We have all of the policy. We have wonderful. Just stay together. We got a few people that make life very difficult. They don't have that. I used to say they don't have a Mitt Romney in their midst. I mean, Mitt Romney was very difficult. He was almost like for them. It was on the Senate side. But we have a couple of people that are really bad. I mean, they're bad, but maybe they'll straighten out. Maybe somebody in the room can sit them down and straighten them out, because what we're doing is the right thing for the country. We're not Republican or Democrat. We're doing the right thing for the country. If you look at what we're trying to solve the healthcare problem. We're trying to get better healthcare at a lower price. I mean, that's a good thing, right? And the one thing I learned, and just in concluding, and I said it like a month and a half ago, and it was the number one thing in the country. Even the fake news cover, they tried to put a negative spin on it.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do,
and
we'll come to you. Call us now for a free book.
Call 800-257-6000.
Who invested recently in a stock that's up 17? And that's because the money that they're getting from Obamacare is massive. And the government generally, that means they're making a fortune. And as soon as that, I have a natural, but I have a natural business instinct. Don't things I've done some things that people say, I've done a lot of things in life. I've done instinct. Somebody said, he's got the best political instincts of any politician in the 150 years. I said, no, I don't. I don't believe I do. I think I have good instincts. I have common sense. But they said that we were
Silly five.
good policy. I have good common sense. and maybe they
Want to say
into
hi to someone?
instincts. But then I did become president, so it can't be that bad. And I never did it before. Don't forget, I ran for president. I had a politician telling me very strongly. They said, I've run for office 20 times and I was winning 17.
60 for a
And I know
dollar.
what I'm talking about. This was at the very beginning of the first time. They said,
Oh, it's
and I won for president. He said, get me in that one. He's actually sitting in this one right now. That son of a gun, he knows what I'm talking about. He's giving me a hard time, but he's turned out to be a decent person. Not the best in the world, but a decent person.
Three first tens in a row.
Everything that's really strong.
Three first
So
tens.
thank goodness.
All in a row. Here we go.
Pulitzer Prize. He got one for the bullet. He had the
65.
bullet. So we got
35.
not enough.
prizes of all times for guys. These are great guys. I don't like the big ones.
Congratulations.
These are the ones that take the pictures. Make me look thin for a change, Doug. You're making me look a little bit heavy. I'm not happy about it. But one thing I did see and find out in the last 2 months, when you tell the people that we want the money to be paid to the people so the people can buy their own health insurance and health care, it's like, and I just said it, and I said it because I read a story on the front page of a certain paper that I don't even mention because it's so stupid paper, it's so bad, it's gone so far off the Wall Street Journal, I don't mention it. I refuse to tell you that it's the Wall Street Journal. They've lost their way. This is not the Wall Street Journal of old. But I read a story on the Wall Street Journal, and it said that the insurance companies are making so much money. They weren't demeaning them or anything, and I guess as an investor, you're happy. When I read that, I said, wait a minute, they're making that kind of money, and they're making it because of stupid politicians, I hate to say, that we allow them to make it. If you guys can get in a room, because, we don't have that as one of our issues. It's the only thing they have. They're lousy at it. They came up with Obamacare. We tried to fight it. We almost had it won, but we didn't get 3 votes. We should have gotten them. But here's, you want to turn this thing, you work on favored nations, you work on borders, you work on all of the things that we talked about, but now you take the healthcare issue away from them, and they want to fight it. You know why? They're all owned by the insurance companies, and they cannot fight it successfully. There's nothing they can do. That's like almost the voter ID thing. When they try and fight, I watched a guy trying to explain why we shouldn't have voter ID the other day, and the guy was a fool. He looked like an idiot. This is the same kind of an issue. Let the money go in the healthcare account or however you do it. Let the money go directly to the people. Now, you have to be a little flexible on Hyde. You know that. You got to be a little flexible. You got to work something. You got to use ingenuity. You got to work. We're all big fans of everything, but you got to be flexible. You have to have flexibility. I came out with a statement. Let the money go not to the big fat cats and the insurance companies that made 1,700% over the last short period of time. Let the money go directly to the people where they can buy their own healthcare. And I'm not sure that I've ever said anything that was more impactful.
So we're over the show. Good luck to you. Next prize, please, George.
And
All right, here comes Manuela around on the turntable with a new massage chair.
Good massage chair.
This reclining zero-gravity massage chair features full body air back compression, adjustable massage intensity, and
this is going to be
we've also added an e-reader.
And the other thing is fertilization. They're trying to introduce fertilization.
Toby,
Fertilization. I got a
$1,100.
very wonderful young senator from Alabama. Saying that just lost the case.
Carol.
And the case,
1201
and then
through.
met with such scorn from the girls. Just
1202.
they said, explain the issue to me. Then there's
Actual
IVS,
retail
the
price
totalization.
$2,000.
Yes.
The judge ruled against it, and so all fertilization places have to be closed down like immediately. It would have been a disaster. Unfortunately, I picked it up, and we became the only issue. Now I understand they're trying to make a case on
all the way here for my birthday for your show.
very important issue. All of these issues are very important.
Thanks so much. What are you doing in Atlanta?
I'm a security guard.
Oh, get out of here.
No, I swear.
They only hire big guys to be so. Never mind.
Go directly to the people.
I thought you had to
It
be
goes in a
imposing.
healthcare
George,
account.
what do we got
There
for
are
Chalmers?
numerous things you can do.
Well, we got some great prizes back there. It's new cookware, designer handbags, even security, home security
Because I met with the
package,
prescription
and
book
scooter.
companies, and that's where I found out what was going on.
First, this collection from Firehouse Canada features 5 wine designed for even heat distribution, 3 saucepans, a Dutch oven, a fry pan, and 5 lids. And that second is the leather collection from Perla. Includes a tote bag, 2 shoulder bags, 2 mini bags, a python printed clutch, and a compact wallet. Third, secure your home with this package from Eufy that features a smart keyless home security solution. A lock with a built-in HD video doorbell is included. We've also added an indoor camera. And finally, this Piaggio Liberty 150S features a 150cc engine and continuously variable transmission. Back to you, Drew!
It's the biggest
Thank you, Ann.
They were trying to fight
So
the
it's a pretty simple game and
If
very
you
winnable. It's
explain
called
it,
Take
the
Two.
money
So we have 4
goes directly
prizes.
to the
You're going to
people.
pick 2 of them.
That's going to
And
be
when we add the total
issue.
of those
The
2
other
prices,
thing is
prices
energy.
together,
Your
if the total
energy
is
prices have come so far
$4,549,
down
you win all
since
4
that
prizes.
president. And nobody wants to, I saw him trying to
Can't
get
be simpler than that. So we have the cookware, the accessories, the home security system, and the
There were
scooter. Take 2,
$3.50
that added up to
for
$4,549.
$199 many stations, and it's going down further. And that's like a massive tax cut.
Cookware.
Scooter, the cookware.
That's the other thing.
Scooter is $3,299.
No
Got a
tax
9
on
at the
Social
end.
Security.
That's
no
good
tax
news.
on
That's good.
And let's find out about the
Now think of this.
cookware.
No tax on tips. No tax for seniors on Social Security. No tax on overtime. You're allowed to deduct if you buy a car and you take out a loan on the car. For the first time ever, middle-income people, all people can deduct, but they never got a deduction before like this. It's only for rich people. They got them. They have so many deductions. You're allowed to deduct the interest against your taxes. Nobody thought it was possible. It's going to be phenomenal for the car companies, but it's even more phenomenal for the people. It's like getting it's like paying half for the car. All of these things, you have so much ammunition. All you have to do is sell it. Taxes. But the one thing they know about the taxes, I call it the great big beautiful bill. I think it's even better. But the great big beautiful bill is just that. There are so many goodies in the bill, you have to get the word out. Because the people in the back of the room won't do it. That's why I love live television. Because they can't, sometimes they'll turn the camera off. But they're embarrassed when they do that. If we're going too strong and doing too well, if the lights go off, you know you're doing well. If the lights are on, you got yourself a problem, okay? I see that little red light. That light goes on. If that light, that's bad, isn't it? If that light goes off, you know that you're doing a good job because you're fighting the Democrats and you're fighting the fake news. And it's amazing that they can be so stupid. And they don't have credibility anymore, and you can beat them. I mean, it's the old thing that, never fight the news, but you have no choice because it's almost like they become radicalized.
Welcome back, everybody.
But you are
First fight,
fighting
George
the
Gray.
news,
Who's
but
next, please?
you can beat them. That's why I'm saying that. I was beating Joe by 30 points. And then they changed it. That's like a fighter in the ring. He's losing. It's supposed to be somebody else who can take his place.
Hey, welcome to the show.
They
Good luck.
changed him.
Something to do on, George.
All
They
right,
said
well
he's
then
gonna
look
lose, so
up
let's
because the
give
prize is
somebody
coming on down.
A new laptop.
Vaccination is just as good as
This 14-inch laptop features 16 gigs of
close.
memory.
Pretty close. But it took 6 weeks. It was a honeymoon period. 6 weeks. took 6 weeks to find out that she didn't have
$650. Toby.
But
$900.
he got on the
$900.
because
Dante.
if we don't win the midterms,
$1,100.
$1,100. Carol.
I mean,
700,
they find a
Drew.
reason
Love it a
to
lot.
Drew. Actual retail
Getting
price
peached.
$1,732.
Because they're
Dante.
meaner
Finally got
than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things. They're mean and smart.
It's like the circle's real up there.
Fortunately for you,
It's crazy. I'm having the best time.
Oh, good.
They can be
So, nice
smart
to see
as can be.
you. George,
When they won't
I
open
thought
borders,
he'd never go. What do you got
as
for
I
him?
said,
You're going to have a
women's
bester
sports, they won't
time when you see your new
A new
car.
Just send them away in some cases.
It's the 2025 Nissan Versa S featuring a 1.6-liter engine, continuously variable transmission, front-wheel drive, and splash guards, plus front sill plate protectors. It's the Nissan Versa.
They keep
Thank you, Manuela. We're playing a game called
Game is
Stack.
called
It's
Stack the Duck.
five spots, 7 numbers to pick from, 1 number
great,
each spot.
solid
Tough to do.
common sense
But
policy.
instead of starting blank
They
like
have
that, we're going to help you stack the deck
policy. What they do
in your favor
is they stick
by winning
together.
3 numbers. You
They
can win up
never
to 3
have a
numbers.
no-no.
Let's show them how,
They
George. We have
impeached me.
beverage
I
and
never
gravy
knew I was going
mix.
to be impeached. I got a phone call. You just
All
got
right.
impeached. I said,
First up,
what is that?
that is a 16.9-ounce white peach flavored beverage.
They impeached
And
the
then
president.
it's a 1.61-ounce packet of brown gravy mix.
$3.99 is that for the beverage and the gravy mix.
It's a gravy mix.
Unanimous. And the second time, the few people in this little group, like Rice and this, they were all gone.
Beverage.
Beverage, $3.99. Let's see it.
Except the one that we were going to sort of
Yes.
some guys like this state that we
First,
managed
second,
to take
third,
11.
fourth, and
But
fifth
think of it,
number.
everyone's going. Everyone's going. It makes me feel so good. I don't want to feel vicious. And I'm so happy that everyone. And they're seriously going to. They lost in the last minutes.
Okay,
This guy
sorry.
named
Yeah,
Rice,
fifth
he
one,
lost
8.
48
Thank you.
points. Right?
Now, let's go on to cheddar shreds and cooking spray. Go ahead, George.
All right, here we are. First up, that's 5 ounces of coconut oil cooking spray, and then 7.1 ounces of plant-based cheddar shreds.
Plant-based cheddar shreds.
Cheddar shreds.
Is that for the cooking spray or the cheddar shreds?
I'm hearing a lot of cheddar. A lot of cheese.
So they said,
cheddar.
just give me some.
The cheddar shred.
Yeah, a lot of internet cheddar. Cheddar shreds, $4.99. First, second,
Let's say
third,
third number.
fourth number.
And then if I could get a genius, it would be good. And we got to get a little symbol. He's
Third
been,
number.
I think. Are you happy with that?
Third number is a 4.
So stand up.
Third number's a
And
4.
finally, we have some kind of remedy and some kind of deodorizer. Go ahead, George.
That's 12 ounces of cold and flu medicine. And then, when you get sick, you get 30 ounces of other deodorizer.
For $14.99, which one is $14.99?
I'm gonna say medicine.
And I think I gave you something. It's just a word.
The remedy.
And it's a roadmap to victory.
Is the remedy worth the price of the cure? Let's find out. $11.99 or the price of the disease, however it goes. $14.99, yes.
Yeah.
First, second, or fourth number.
I'm gonna say the 4th
For
number.
whatever reason, I don't know why, but just don't find it. It doesn't make
The
sense.
4th number.
They've been
Fourth
they were
number
under
is
unusual circumstances.
$22,468.
So it's a Nissan Versa S. It's the first number.
And it doesn't make sense because we've had the most
2, 3, or
successful
6.
year probably in the history of things.
2.
And now you add what happened essentially
Now,
yesterday.
this
We
next
had the
number
most successful
will probably
first
win you
year
the car.
any president
Is the
in
next
history.
second number
And
0,
it should be
3, or 6? A Nissan Versa
I'll
S.
make it a positive. So, love you, I do. I started by saying I love you. I
3.
ended by saying I love
Oh,
you.
good luck.
People.
You made it into 1 out of a 3 game to win this
Thank
car.
you very much. Thank you.
I get nervous about this game. But no, it's rare that people get all 3 numbers and put it in the right spot. So I have hope. 23,458.